Given that centuries-old secrets can be buried just beneath our feet, it's not uncommon for construction workers to unearth some fascinating artifacts. Over the years, their finds have ranged from the astonishing to the downright extraordinary. From ancient mummies to unexpectedly valuable spiders, join us as we delve into some of the most incredible discoveries ever made on construction sites. Number 10. Expensive arachnid. In 2012, a highway construction project worth $15.1 million in San Antonio, Texas was halted due to an unexpected interruption. The cause of the delay was a type of spider called the break-and-bat cave meshweaver. This species was thought to be extinct until it was found underground in a 6-foot-long spider hole. The spider's body was translucent and strange, and it had no eyes. As it had not been sighted in 30 years, the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service and Federal Highway Administration had to determine the best course of action. After 2 years, they decided that the original plan to construct an underpass could not be followed as it would disturb the spider's habitat. As a result, the construction project was redesigned as an overpass, increasing the total cost of the project by $30 million. This unique case has been considered one of the most expensive "do not disturb" signs of all time. Number 9. Street sailing. If cruise ships are the hotels of the sea, what does that make ships that are buried under hotels on land? This case from Alexandria, Virginia in 2016 raises this odd question and many more. During the construction of the Riverside Hotel Indigo, a large, heavy ship that sailed between 1775 and 1798 was discovered. After construction workers initially happened upon the ship's bow, archaeologists took over, unearthing the almost 50-foot-long remnant of an era long past. Though it initially seemed strange to find a ship buried on land, a little digging uncovered the truth. The area in which the ship had been discovered had once been a dock, but the town had slowly grown outwards and over it in the years since the mysterious ship's burial. What's more amazing is that the wood barely decayed in all those years, since oxygen couldn't reach it in its muddy grave, keeping decay causing bacteria at bay. The ship was originally used for either cargo or military purposes, but a career change is overdue. Boati the bellboy at the Hotel Indigo has a certain ring to it. But even more unusual was the discovery of a shipwreck at Ground Zero in the middle of Lower Manhattan. In July 2010, construction workers uncovered the ship during reconstruction at the former site of the World Trade Center, 22 feet below street level. Analysis of the rings in the wood suggested the ship was constructed around 1773 in Philadelphia. While it's unclear whether the ship sank accidentally or was intentionally submerged to help extend the Manhattan coastline, a historic sea vessel was the last thing those workers expected to unearth. Number 8. Messages to the future. In 2015, while constructing a new nanotechnology building for the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, workers discovered a sealed glass container. Upon investigation, it was found to be a time capsule buried in 1957 to commemorate the opening of high-tech labs focusing on electronics, computing, and nuclear science. The capsule contained scientific papers and paraphernalia, including an electronic device called a cryotron, which was expected to revolutionize the computing world but failed to do so. The capsule bore a strict demand on the front: "Do not open until 2957, but we opened it 942 years early, earning us a disappointed look from the ghosts of science past." The identity of the person who buried the time capsule remains a mystery. Similarly, in the same year, a Scottish construction crew renovating a bridge near Kingussie found a rusty metal box containing a newspaper clipping from September 1894, a paper scroll, and a bottle of whiskey. But before the workers could enjoy the 121-year aged scotch, the Highland Folk Museum took it away. The identity of the person who buried the time capsule is unknown, and it is safe to assume that they are probably not coming back for it now. Number 7. Found fortune. Fresno property owner Tim Jones hit the jackpot when he hired a construction team to renovate his new investment, a former jewelry store. While removing some old shelves, a worker stumbled across multiple stashed envelopes brimming with diamonds. Luckily for Jones, the honest worker handed them straight over. The previous owner, who passed away 6 years before the find, appeared to have hidden the jewels away for a later purpose, but never got a chance to retrieve them. After his death, the family sold the business, though I bet they wish they'd had a more thorough sweep before they did. The previous owner's daughter attempted to claim the diamonds, but as the building's sale had already gone through, she was too late. I don't blame her for trying. After all, who'd have thought some old shelves could be worth so much? Number 6. Subway to the past. In 2016, while digging for a new metro line in Rome, construction workers stumbled upon an amazing discovery that reminded them of their city's incredible history. They found an old rock wall that turned out to be an entire ancient Roman barracks, which was used in the 2nd century AD during Emperor Hadrian's rule. The barracks were extensive, covering almost 10,000 square feet, and had a 330-foot hallway with 39 rooms that were believed to have housed the emperor's finest personal guards. The discovery was made even more impressive by the fact that the barracks contained human bones, bronze coins, and bracelets. It is thought that the building was destroyed and buried over time as foundational support for newer structures. As for the bones, it's unclear how they got there. Due to the exceptional find, the station's design was altered to include the barracks, and it's hoped that they will become a popular tourist attraction. Number 5. Explosive discovery. In December 2016, the German city of Augsburg received a rather explosive early Christmas present. A week before St. Nick came to town, a live 2-ton British Royal Air Force bomb was uncovered by construction workers in the heart of the city. But despite Britain's twisted sense of humor, it wasn't a mean-spirited Christmas prank. It had been there for over 70 years. Augsburg was heavily bombed during World War II, and this was the biggest bomb ever found in the city. It's incredible that it hadn't exploded in all that time, but that made the threat even more serious. 54,000 people evacuated their homes while 2 bomb specialists toiled for 4 hours to make the device safe. Talk about a ground-shattering discovery. Number 4. Wrapped and buried. In 2011, while widening a road in Taizhou, China, workers found a strange object buried 6 feet beneath the surface. The object was not listed in any records, meaning it was potentially older than the city itself. Initially, it appeared to be an inexplicable concrete block, but when archaeologists arrived, they discovered that it was actually a well-preserved mummy. The mummy was found in a box with a lid, and when the archaeologists opened it, they found a woman's body, believed to be a prominent member of the Ming dynasty, who had lived around 700 years ago. Another well-preserved mummy, named Xin Zhui, was discovered in 1971 and is considered one of the most important archaeological discoveries of the 20th century. Xin Zhui was a Han Dynasty noble, and her preservation is still baffling scientists. Despite being more than 2,000 years old, she has her own hair, soft skin, and pliable limbs. Her preservation is attributed to an assortment of acidic liquids, pastes, absorbent charcoal, clay, and layers of silk fabric that seem to have kept microbes and oxygen at bay. It's amazing to think that these mummies have been so well preserved for centuries. Perhaps we can learn a thing or two from the preservation techniques used on these ancient bodies for our own skincare routines. Number 3. Buried treasure. Next time you're short on change to pay for a bus, instead of digging in your pockets, you may be better off digging in the ground. In 2016, while laying pipes in southern Spain, construction workers found half a ton of Roman coins inside 19 decorative Roman jars. The assortment of 50,000 coins dates back to the late 3rd and early 4th centuries and is stamped with inscriptions of Emperors Maximian and Constantine. While the find was potentially worth millions, it seems the workers donated the coins to the higher purpose of historical analysis. But anyway, not a single one of the coins could fit into a vending machine, so maybe it was for the best. Number 2. Shooting historic hoops. In 2012, while workers were digging foundations for a new basketball court in Yucatan, Mexico, they found an ancient Mayan basketball court. This court was used for a Mayan ball game, where players attempted to bounce a rubber ball through stone hoops attached to the sides of the court without using their hands. Losing one of these games was a matter of life and death, as the losers were often sacrificed to appease the gods or to serve a political purpose. Apart from this discovery, there are other interesting discoveries made by construction crews worth mentioning. In 2016, a construction crew in Brazil found a 33-foot, 900 lb anaconda at their worksite after a controlled explosion blew open a cave it was occupying. The reptile was eventually killed, but it seems a little unfair considering they had blown up its home too. In 2013, during excavations in Edinburgh's Old Town, the skeletal remains of a medieval Scotsman were found alongside an ornately carved memorial stone. The sandstone slab depicted a cavalry cross and a sword, suggesting the skeleton had once been a knight. Similarly, the remains of King Richard III were found beneath a parking lot in Leicester, England in 2012, 500 years after he was killed in the Battle of Bosworth Field. His discovery was celebrated, and he was reburied in March 2015. Number 1. Scrambled Dino. In 2015, while carrying out road repairs in Heiwan, China, workers stumbled upon a remarkable discovery. Just a few feet below the sidewalk, they found 43 fossilized dinosaur eggs, 19 of which were fully intact. These eggs ranged from 4 to 5 inches in diameter and astounded archaeologists with their preservation in such a built-up area. Although the species is yet to be identified, the red sandstone in which they were encased has preserved many other specimens of the same kind in more rural areas of the city. The Heiwan Dinosaur Museum claims that over 17,000 fossilized eggs have been found in the city since 1996, earning the city its nickname as Home of Dinosaurs. One worker on the scene attempted to take 2 of the specimens, but the locals formed a human chain around the site until the artifacts could be safely taken away for examination. This heartwarming unity displayed by the community reflects their pride in this discovery. Have you ever found anything unusual while renovating or digging? Please share your experience with me in the comments section. Thank you for watching.